Oop, Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really excited tonight because I'm interviewing one of my most favorite people in this business. So a little bit about myself. My name is Taina, and I've been a part of this business now 4 years. Um, Denise is my mentor. She's someone that, like I said, I looked up to in this business. I've been on leadership cruises with her. She's taught me so much about really connecting with people. And she has some amazing journals out right now that have really helped me just overall. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited. So that's the reason why I wanted to interview her today. Denise, would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself and just a little background for the people that don't know you or know your story?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. And if you have been given this recording, it means somebody believes in you enough to invite you into this opportunity. And honestly, that's what I had to do. Like, someone believed in me enough to say, hey, have you ever thought about making extra money like this? And I think you'd be good at it, even though I was not an entrepreneur mind at all. I started this business almost 13 years ago. And at that time, I was a clinical psychologist. I was 26 years old. I had got my first job. I was off to change the world. But it did not take long in that profession to be tired, bored, burnt out, and just, it was more about policy, paperwork, and procedure than it truly was about people. And I started to feel my soul slowly start to die. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever felt that way, but I was at my job thinking, I cannot be here for the next 30 years. Like, I don't know what I'll do if I have to stay here. I remember living for the weekends. I remember feeling like I was a zombie throughout the week and just going through the motions, but no longer really engaged in my work. So needless to say, I was ready for a change. I was ready for something new. My friend Cammie, I met her at my small group at church, and we were all talking about life, and I was sharing about how I was ready for something more. I knew that my current situation wasn't one I wanted to stay in. And she mentioned that she was involved in a business. I mean, this one. And honestly, I had no idea what it was all about. I didn't quite understand it. But what I did is I tried the products. I tried a body wrap. I saw that it worked. I tried some of our supplements. I got results. And within a few weeks of starting on the products, I upgraded to become a distributor. And what's really interesting about our story is that even though I didn't quite understand what I had my hands on, I knew I didn't want to be where I was. And so I just kept saying yes to new things. I kept saying yes to parties. I kept saying yes to expos. I kept saying yes to trying new things. And within 3 years, my husband and I were both able to quit our full-time job. He was an aerospace engineer, which sounds cool, but he was working in cubicle world with grouchy old men, and he was ready for a change too. Since then, we paid off our first house. We lived mortgage free for several years. We had to do IVF for our boys and paid cash for that. We now live in our dream home, and our 2 little boys only know 2 work from home parents. And this is all possible because of the opportunity that we have. You know, before a business like this means there's no real glass ceiling. Whereas in my regular job, I could work really hard, but I couldn't really move up the ladder. The only way to make a next step in my other position was for someone to retire and me to like move into management or something. There was truly no ladder to climb, where with this opportunity, with this business, I was able to work it on the side for several years, learn the ropes, understand how it works, and grow my income to a place where I could then retire from my clinical psychology job. And now we're making more in 1 month than I used to make in 1 year. So that's like a snapshot of the 13-year journey we've been on.
Thank you so much. I love your story, number one, because I remember when I first started, I just scammed through YouTube and I found your videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love to be on her team. And then I found out I was on your team. So that made me really happy. I love your story because you are also a young mom. I talk to a lot of young moms, and I feel like, you know, they can connect with you in that way. So for you, I don't think it was about the money. So what really made you decide to become an entrepreneur in this and do this type of business?
Yeah, great question. When I got started, I was absolutely an employee mindset. Now, employee mindset is when you go to work, you clock in, and you get paid. You do these three tasks and you get a specific income, right? So I was used to that. I go to work, I do these things, I come home, I turn it on, I turn it off, tell me what to do, and I'll do it, and then I'll go home. So I was an employee mind when I got started. As I grew in the company, I realized that being an entrepreneur meant that I was my own boss. I was my own CEO. Nobody was going to tell me what to do. So I really had to figure out a few things. Number one, I had to cast my own vision. I had to figure out where I wanted to go within my business. So I really connected with my why, meaning why was I doing this? Why was I trying new things and stepping outside my comfort zone or doing it works business after I got home from a full day of work, and why was I doing it? And so a few things for me was I knew I couldn't stay where I was. So I knew I had to make a change. And then I really fell in love with this business. I think it went from what do you really want to it really connects with who you are, and I always say when your business goes from your head to your heart, game over, because I realized that I could fulfill my passion within this business. I got into psychology because I love to help people grow. Well, guess what? I could do that here with a team of people who are excited about growing and a opportunity platform roadmap that could help them actually make change. So when I realized that my gifts and my skills, my passions could line up with my business, I really head down, went to town and ran. And throughout the years, I've really grown into more of a entrepreneur mindset, meaning I set my own schedule. I'm consistent and disciplined in where and how I work, what I do, and I grew my vision. Now, to be honest, if anybody would have told me 13 years ago that we could make 6 figures a month in this company, I would have not believed them. I would have been like, who needs to make that kind of money? I don't understand. But what I found out is that when you create a business with a team, you duplicate your efforts. There is no glass ceiling. And it's been so fun to hit a goal, set a goal, hit it, bust through, set a new goal, hit it, bust through, and do that time and time again, and then be able to teach that to our team.
Yes, that's so amazing. I love that, because I do think people sometimes just think it's about well, I have to join if I really need the money, but really for me, I found lots of friendships, more freedom, just time with my kids that I didn't know I could spend with them. So I really love that about your story too. So I talk to a lot of younger moms, just trying to figure out life, and a lot of them tell me I don't know if I want to do a business like that because I haven't even started college, or I don't even know what I want to do. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. That's kind of my title. So what advice would you give a young mom that maybe is interested in a business like this, but they haven't really done it? Or just what advice would you give them in general? Because I know you have worked with younger people before too.
Yes. So honestly, I used to think that in order to learn what I needed to do, I needed to go back to school. And that's just not true. You are not going to learn what you need to do at a university. It's just, unfortunately, it's just not going to actually help you get to the next level. What I love about this business is that you can be a stay-at-home mom, but what I know is most stay-at-home moms still want to contribute to their family, to the community. They still want to have, they still have their own passions and hobbies and desires, and they still want to continue to grow. And so you can do both of these at the same time. When I was getting started, I asked Brandon, I said, should I go back to school for business? I was a psychology major. I didn't know business. And he said, absolutely not. It's not going to help you at all. You're going to get on demand, on the job training with this as you grow in income. So you can work this in the nooks and crannies of your day. You can learn how to do this as you earn an income. And the cool thing is in 3-5 years, when your children are in school, you'll have a business that you can really dive into. I know that my sons, I've got 2 boys, their ages 9, almost 9 and 6. And I get to be a mom to them. I take them to school. I pick them up. We do homework. And I'm working with my team. I'm recruiting, I'm training, I'm doing parties, and it all fits in really well. So this is the best way to create an income for your family while being an amazing mom.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's my favorite thing about this business too, is that I can really work it with my kids around their schedule. So yeah, and sometimes as stay-at-home moms, we kind of give ourselves that title, like that's all I'm gonna do, and to me that's sad. I'm like, no, don't think like that. So I love that. What's the most rewarding thing about this business to you?
Oh, the most rewarding thing is creating a space where other people can grow. And like you said, it's unexpected because most people come and they're like, just tell me how to make money. I need to make $500. Tell me how to make money. And we do that. We give you the exact plan on how you can make an income within the first 60 to 90 days of your business. We've got a lot of different ways that you can make money. We've got instant cash. We've got residual income, long-term income. And we will absolutely teach you that. But what you'll find is that in a safe community where people have your back, where you feel supported, you'll find a place where you can kind of plant your roots and really thrive and grow. And that's been the most fun, is doing it together. You can start your own business in a lot of different ways. You can make friendship bracelets in your garage and sell them on Etsy, but you're not going to get the community that you will in a company like this. Another example is one of my friends just started a franchise. They bought into a franchise, which is about $30,000 to $50,000 to invest in. And the reason why people do that is because they have the franchise people to teach them how to do it. They have the franchise booklet, they have support, they've got the community of other franchise owners. And they do it because they don't want to have to figure it out on their own. They want the support of other people who've been there and done that. And hello, oh my goodness, that's exactly what we have, except we have minimal startup, but lots of community, lots of support, and lots of steps to help you make money and build connection, community in the process. So we just have so much fun. We're doing life together, and that has honestly been my favorite part. I mean, alongside international travel, going on cruises, being able to live our dream lives. On top of all of that, I think the connection and community is my favorite.
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel like honestly, I've learned more in this business than I have doing anything else in my life. I didn't go to college, but I see people that go to college, and even them, they don't seem happy with what they're doing, kind of like your story. So I think you kind of answered this already, but there's a lot of people that are afraid to invest in this type of business, especially young moms. People in general are afraid to invest and not know what's going to happen. What would you say to someone that, maybe you already answered this, that's afraid to invest in this kind of opportunity?
Well, I think that if you're not a little bit nervous, that's abnormal. It is very, very normal to be nervous about something new. And that's all it is. If you were to get a new job, you'd be nervous before you started, right? Because you don't know what you're doing. And that's exactly what this is just new. This is just new. But I can tell you, there is no other place where you can have minimal startup, have the training and teaching, and do it in the nooks and crannies of your day. We're not asking you to give up what you're currently doing and only do this. We're just saying, give it a chance. What if you can make $500 a month within your first 90 days? What if you can make $10,000 a month within your first 2 years? People are doing this. And so instead of asking, what do I have to lose? Ask yourself, what do I have to gain? Why not do this? And I think that if you're in a situation where getting a job might not be super feasible because you've got young kids at home, going back to school costs a ton more money, and that's not guaranteed either. This is an amazing way to bring additional income into your family and walk the roadmap that we're about to pave for you. And you will see a difference. And I know, we always say, give this business a year and your life will be changed. We're so confident in that. Borrow our belief, connect with us, ask us questions. We're here to help ensure that you're successful as long as you take the steps we guide you to. And what do you have to lose? Why not?
Yes, I appreciate your mentorship so much, and the fact that honestly, I just feel blessed to be a part of your team and be able to have you, there to support not only myself but my team. So thank you so much, Denise. I know this was really fast and short, but I think this is really good. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight, for sharing a little bit about your story. I know there's so much more that people could learn from you. So I just can't wait to share this video. Please get back to the person that invited you guys and let them know that you're interested, or if you have any additional questions. Thank you so much. Have a good night.